Attention Cloud9 shoppers, this is the Superstory Podcast, a Superstore fan podcast with Matthew Haas and Michael E. Cullen II.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Superstory Podcast. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and normally with me, as always, is Matthew Haas. But as we were about to record this episode, I get a call from Matt telling me that he's going to go searching for Tony Generous. So we're doing a little something different this week. I'm going to share a little bit of Matt's journey out looking for Tony that he sent me via weird email messages where he had recorded the audio on his telephone, cell phone, that is. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. We're not going to talk about an episode of the show this week, but we will next week, God willing. Hopefully Matt will be back then. I'm kind of worried about him right now, but we'll see, folks. Hopefully that works out. Well, here's the first little message that he sent me, and I'm going to play that for you right now, and then we'll be back.
Hey, Mike. I'm in the field right now looking for Tony. I have no idea what's going on. My compass is acting all weird. My phone keeps glitching like usual. But now I'm seeing Tony's face in my phone more so than often. And I think even a hint of his voice, but I can't really tell. It's very, very strange thing going on here. It's starting to feel really cold. Like the temperature has dropped about 15 degrees in about past 5 or 10 minutes. Seemingly out of the blue. I'm not sure what that's all about. I keep sensing this sort of mist going on. Like there's like a fog or a mist that appears and then just disappears as soon as I see it. I'm getting goosebumps and the chills, the chills down my spine when I'm here at this fake spaceship or space shuttle where he supposedly is living. I don't know. I'm feeling actually really freaking out right now. Like I'm on the verge of having a panic attack. I want to get out of here. I'd rather just go back home and record the podcast and maybe just forget about Tony altogether. Because at this point, he seems to be more trouble than he's worth. I know that's a bad thing to say about a person that you manage or whatever, but I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if he's actually even human at this point. I don't know. There's just too many weird things that go on with him involved, and that he doesn't really have any of the expertise to make some of these things happen, like such as making my phone glitch and having his face appear. He's not a hacker. He barely knows how to use his own phone. There's no way that he'd be able to do this. So either Tony works for the government or the CIA or is doing some kind of psyop thing. I don't know. Or maybe he's, a specter, a spirit, ghostly-like being, if you will, who somehow is able to manifest himself in physical form. Sorry, I thought I just heard something right now. Really freaking out here. Then again, though, I've never actually physically touched Tony. I mean, there's really no reason to do so because, whatever. That's just how it is. But so I don't even know. Don't even know if he really even does have a physical form at this point. He could have been a transparent image this entire time, and I never knew. But I'm gonna take a break right now, and I'll try to keep looking and report back. So I hope I make this out alive because I'm actually really starting to freak out right now. Alright, peace.
Okay, now we're back. That was weird. I'm hoping that Matt's gonna be okay. We're gonna take a quick break right now for some word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with more from Matt's journey to find Tony Generous. Man, I'm worried about him, but yeah, we'll be right back.
Step 1. Dramatic introduction. I am Magus Elgar.
Magus Thadalor Elgar is one of the more respected casters in all of Hearth.
The dragon bone plate in my skull probably needs its focus enchantment aligned.
Though don't expect to go under his tutelage unscathed.
Well, you know what they say. Pretension can turn intention into the best retention.
Nobody says that.
No, not really.
You can hear Magus Elgar and his exciting adventures. Visit MagusElgar.com to download your copy today.
Hi, everybody. This is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast you're listening to right now. With me, as always, is
Matthew Hassa.
Yeah, and we're here to tell you about our really cool other podcast called All Too Real 2. And what do we do on that show, Matt?
We watched the greatest direct-to-video sequels of all time, and then we report on them.
And we also talk about other pop culture cool things like video games and conspiracy theories and other awesome things. So if any of that sounds fun to you and you enjoy hearing my voice and Matt's voice,
As
tune
you
in.
should. As you should.
I mean, of course. Tune in anywhere you get podcasts to All Too Real 2. Bye-bye.
And we are back. Or should I say I am back, because there is no we, it's just me this week. So here's some more stuff from Matt here, and see what else he's come across on his journey. He's finding Tony Generous and some kind of weird belief that he is God now or something. I don't know what's going on with Matt right now, but just take a listen to this.
Hey Mike, it's Matt again. Or hey everybody. So something really scary happened after I stopped recording a few hours ago. I was walking around the parking lot, just looking for signs of life, signs of Tony. Couldn't find anything, but I saw this crumpled piece of paper laying down one of the parking spaces, so I just picked it up because I was bored, and I read it. It had some really cryptic symbols on it, writing some kind of language that I don't even think is of a human script or a human language. I'm not sure, and then there was a translation under it, and it just said, "Tony buys it." I'm not sure what that means. Tony bought something. Does he buy the space shuttle that he lives in now, or is he did he buy a recording studio or a new guitar or instrument of some kind? I'm not sure what Tony buys it mean. But then there was like a weird picture drawn that looked kind of like a genie's lamp, but I'm not really quite sure if that's what it was or not. So I don't know. Did Tony bought a genie's lamp, or is Tony, is Tony the genie? Is he a genie this whole time? Is he meant to grant us wishes instead of us trying to grant him wishes? Is that the problem here that we've been having with Tony this whole time? Is that we're doing the exchange backwards type of thing? I don't know. And then I saw like a cat walk by, just like a nice, pretty looking cat, and then it stopped and it just stared at me for about a good 45 seconds. And then just walked away. And then I could have sworn that its shadow got larger, like really, really big, like 15 feet tall, and then just disappeared. So I don't know what happened after that. And then I heard like a weird screeching sound a few minutes afterwards. It didn't sound like an animal was being hurt or fighting another animal or anything like that. But it was pretty chilling scream. I don't know exactly what it was, but I really want to get out of here because I can't find Tony anywhere, and all I'm finding are just weird cryptic notes in the middle of the parking lot about Tony buying something. Could just be a different Tony altogether, buying something, a car, a house, a boat, who knows. But like I'm saying, like, my compass is going off the charts here. My phone is glitching. The temperature has went down about 25 degrees now at this point since my last update. So there's really some weird stuff here going on. That mist is coming back now. It's actually coming right in front of me. It's really freaking me out.
Okay, I gotta go next. This is wild.
Okay, now, yeah. I'm really worried about Matt now. Hopefully everything's okay, guys. Here's a little bit more of some of the stuff that he sent me via an email. Okay.
Okay, guys, this is completely insane. So that mist came after me a few minutes ago, and it engulfed me, and then I was given a revelation. Tony Generous is in fact not a human being. He's actually an angelic / jinn being, if you know anything about the jinn. They're like spiritual beings in ancient Arabian culture as well as Islamic culture. If you don't know what jinn is, look it up. They're very interesting creatures. Sometimes they're seen as beings of smokeless fire. But since Tony is apparently a mixture of angelic and jinn, he's kind of his own deal. So what happened was that Tony, like, this was an accident. This was not supposed to happen. He was not supposed to become human or whatever. I don't know. I couldn't really understand him. It was a really trippy experience. I mean, he did give me some weird mushrooms on top of pizza that he had. I don't know. It felt kind of weird after eating that. So maybe I had a bad, maybe 10-day-old pizza. Maybe I had food poisoning or something like that. I'm not sure, but all I kept saying was, "You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to be me, or to be Tony, rather." And then when he said Tony, light just shot out of his mouth, and it went all the way to the moon. And then writing appeared on the moon, and it this message, and then it says Tony buys it again. So I'm back to this whole Tony buys something. I don't know what the significance of this is. Did Tony buy a moon now? Does he own the moon? Does he own anything that he can write and light now? I don't know the rules of the angelic / jinn creatures. I don't know what their currency exchange is. I'm just learning about this right now, so I don't know. And then he did in fact touch my shoulder, and then he said something about all the songs that he's written and now programmed into my shoulders. I don't really understand what that means. Did he put a good chip in my shoulder and a good sting? I don't know what he's going on. But that's been messed up now because my phone's glitching all the time. Now I don't want my shoulder to glitch all the time. You see Tony's fucking face every second, popping out of my shoulder. Or maybe it means that I can play Tony Gunner's songs because all the songs are now programmed on my shoulder, which that's the shoulder I used to play my guitar. So that means that maybe I'm going to be the next Tony Gunner. I sure hope not, because they're doing these episodes of the same thing. So I hope I invite back you guys, because I'm really special every guy like that, and I hope I might get bad attitudes to it, because I don't want this part and definitely
folks, it's kind of weird. I'm gonna take another break right now, try to collect myself and figure out what's going on, and then we'll share with you one last little bit of worrisome audio that Matt sent me. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, this is Michael E. Cullen II from the podcast that you're listening to right now, along with
Matthew Haas.
We just wanted to tell you about our great podcast called Super. It's called All Too Real. And on that show, what do we do, Matt?
We watch biopics, and then we talk about whether or not the movie matched up with the real story or not.
So
it's a lot more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, so we analyze the real story and the real story.
Get it?
Get it?
Real.
Yeah, they're spelled differently, folks. You can guess which one I said which way. Anyways, so sometimes we have a guest, sometimes we don't. But we talk about great movies like Shattered Glass and The Social Network and Futile and Stupid Gesture, among others. Those are some of the ones that we've covered so far, and we're going to cover a lot more. So please subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your great, fun podcasts. And be sure to share it with your friends.
Do it.
And make sure you're not afraid to get all too real. Bye-bye.
Okay, and we're back. So here's the last little bit of audio that Matt sent me. If any of you see Matt out there or anything, just tell him to give his buddy a call. I'm missing him. Okay. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys, Tony just declared himself a god, or a deity rather, right in front of me. No longer an angelic / jinn being. now he's going on to full-on godhood at this point. And he's proven to me that he has powers. Some might call it magic, some might call it just the power of a god. I don't really know, but he has shown me the past, the present, and the future. Just a glimpse of what he knows. And I can see clearly now that he is the true Tom Petty. That he was Tom Petty before Tom Petty was Tom Petty. And that all of those songs that he had wrote, Tony actually had written originally. But the timeline was disrupted. You see, Tom Petty was actually a fan of Tony Generous in the original timeline. He went to all the shows, stuff like that, but then there is a breach in the timeline somehow that caused a time aberration. And somehow the new timeline made it so that Tom Petty was the musician and Tony Generous was the step cousin, twice or 3 times removed from Tom Petty, doing Tom Petty cover songs. And that's the reason why Tony Generous's cover sounds so weird, is because he's stuck in a different timeline and he knows that he doesn't belong here. So he's trying to play the songs that existed in his timeline, but they don't come out, they don't translate well into this timeline, because apparently they had different types of instruments there. Everything was different. The chord structures, basically Tony's songs are supposed to sound exactly like Tom Petty's songs do right now, but in his timeline version, you have to play it completely different for it to sound like that. So you have to play different chords to get, like, for example, if Tom Petty plays a G major chord here, Tony Generous would have to play an A minor 7th or something like that in his world. So trying to translate all of that into our Western musical scale is extremely confusing, because there's literally millions of variables and different type of possibilities of note combinations and chord combinations that, even though Tony is a god, he it's still so much information to take in. So that's why most of his covers don't really sound like anything recognizable as being remotely like Tom Petty or anything that approaches musicality in general. If I'm speaking honestly. So he blessed me. He wrote in light. He writes in light now, just total, straight up light writing. And he wrote that onto my heart and showed me my path. And now my path is to follow, serve Tony Generous as my deity, or at least some kind of a sub-deity, if you will, maybe a lower tier on a hierarchy of godhood. So I'm probably going to be gone for a while to learn these new teachings and practices, and maybe speak more respectfully about Tony in the future, because now I know his true nature and what and who he actually is. And it's beautiful. Tony is a beautiful soul. Such purity, such pure light, pure consciousness. He is unquestionably a god to us all. 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 A god to us all.
All right, that's it for right now. Be sure to check us out on social media and follow us everywhere. Give us a 5-star review on Apple and all those good places. And hopefully we'll be back next week with another episode of the Superstory podcast, talking about another episode of the show, Superstore on NBC. Sorry for this weird episode, folks, but I don't know what's going on with Matt, and I hope he'll be back next week. Tune in and find out what happened between him and Tony and everything. And I don't know. I'm gonna go like meditate or try to, find some joy in my life here, and hopefully I'll find my best friend soon, and co-host, and my brother from another mother, Matthew Haas. But until then, the store is closed, and bye-bye.
This is the Superstory Podcast, a Superstore fan podcast.
A Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Haas. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.